The situation with the new trophy wife is horrible. I made a couple of videos already, and I just want to reiterate first, before going further, that I am extremely proud of her for doing the action that she has, protecting herself, protecting her children, and also extremely proud of her for speaking up and being vulnerable and transparent about it, as there are women that suffer in this today every day and are they don't know how to deal with it. They're in denial about it and so forth, right? We have a lot of women that are suffering. So I'm proud of her for speaking up and what this might do for other women in similar situations. Now, what I want to focus on is what I want to focus on in this video is for the women that's in this hypergamous bagger rich man, data rich man world. It's really important to become healthier ourselves emotionally and mentally, and developing relationships with people in general that are healthier relationships. Now, before I go further, please note that everything I'm getting ready to say is not specific to the new trophy wife, which is now known as ISIS. Um, this is coming from my own experience having to level up, date better, and then also the women that I personally know that are in the hypergamous bagger rich man, data rich man world. That's who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the new trophy wife because I don't know everything that she's ever put out there, and I am being very sensitive to her situation. So, what I see and what I have come across is that, I mentioned this in the other video, that a lot of women that are coming into hypergamous dating, bagger rich man, data rich man, likely are not coming from households that had higher incomes. In addition to that, the thing I'll add is that they likely have experienced certain traumas themselves and have not worked through that to where they cannot identify a healthy relationship, or if some type of psychological abuse is taking place, they're not able to assess what to do. And so, as much as women want to bag a rich man, date a rich man, what's really important is to be working on ourselves. And for example, working with a licensed therapist, and you may have to try a few different therapists out, work with a therapist, and work through your stuff. So that way, you can start developing healthier relationships. You can develop a healthier relationship with yourself, a healthier relationship with your mind, so mentally, and with your finances. And then you start developing healthier relationships, generally speaking. Please note that even when you do this, you can 100% still end up with someone that is a psychological abuser. You could still end up with someone that has a lot of trauma themselves, they're not healthy themselves, and secrets and all these things come out 10 years down the road. That's still very possible. But as you work on becoming healthier and developing healthier relationships, you at least reduce the chances of it happening. And for example, if someone is love bombing, gaslighting, being manipulative, um, other things, you'll something's gonna go off in you to tell you you need to leave this person alone, or maybe there's a certain action you need to take or something that you need to say. And so the result that could have happened does not happen. Another point I'm going to focus on again is men have issues, and I'm not trying to bash men. Women have issues too, but men in particularly, they think a certain way. They're psychologically, I don't know, wired differently. They're biologically wired differently, and I know that a lot of women don't fully understand men, because look at how things are today. A lot of women, a lot of children are growing up without their fathers in the household. So I say that because when it comes to men, you have to understand that men are men. And not only are they men, but they come with their set of issues, and you have to figure out what it is that you can deal with. And I'm going to say it again, that you do have to give time, and you have to be observant, because, for example, are you going to be able to handle a man, for example, that's addicted to Instagram, and all he has is a bunch of half naked women in the that he's following on Instagram? For a number of women, that's going to be an issue for you. Other issues could include addiction to alcohol, addiction to drugs. That's how they cope with having to work the jobs that they do. They don't know what else to do. And I'm not saying that you need to get in a relationship with a man like this. What I'm saying is these are things that can come out later down the road. Can you walk away? Can you two work on it together? Can he work on it? Can you tell him, hey, I don't like that you follow all these naked women on Instagram? Can you speak up and say that? Can you walk away from it if it doesn't fit you? Other things as well. I was talking about having addictions to certain things like that. These are the type of things that men go through. These are the type of things that they have. And hopefully, the goal is that you can find a man that does not have all this junk, that doesn't have this addiction to whatever it is, right? Because addictions are not healthy. I don't care what kind of addiction it is, but if he's an addict, sometimes you're not going to find that out until later. And that's why you got to give things time. And like I said, you can very much meet a rich man, very much get the ring very soon. That can all happen. However, if you want to get engaged soon, that's fine. And like I said before, if you get engaged soon, you better take time planning that wedding because you want stuff to come out. You want to be observant and you want to figure this ish out. And so, again, I'm not trying to bash men, but men got flipping issues. And again, the goal is that you can identify what these issues are, see if it's an issue that you can tolerate or you cannot tolerate, so that way you can make the best decision for you moving forward. There's not going to be a man or a woman that is 100% like this angel, perfect human being. But the goal is to get into the healthiest relationship that's possible. If you have, again, if you come from a poverty household, if you come from a household that has trauma, and here's the thing, some of you aren't even going to realize or understand that's the household you grew up in. So I would say if you're looking around and things don't seem quite right, or maybe there's certain type of like men that you constantly get into relationship with, or there's certain friendships and things happening in these friendships that continue to happen that don't seem right. I would even dare to say if you grew up in poverty, go talk to a therapist. And again, I'm not saying something is wrong with you. What I'm saying is there are a lot of things that happen in these type of households and growing up in these situations that will cloud your judgment and will not let you clearly see that you are being psychologically abused, that you are being psychologically taken advantage of. So I really hope that I'm getting across the thing that I really wanted to get across. If not, like always, I'll come and make another video. And again, the things that I just said is not specific to the new trophy wife, aka Isis. This is not specific towards her. It's just inspired by her situation. And again, I'm very proud of her, and I'm praying the best for her and her children, and for women that are going through this today and don't even realize that they're in it. So I send love and hugs, and I believe there will be good going forward.